big deal.
What's going on, everyone? It's yours truly, MC Bonde, the voice of Africa, and I hope you are doing well. I am here, your host for Skitindasix. Yes, we're gonna have a good time today. Without further much to do, let's bring up our first comedian. He's representing the motherland, of course, Africa, representing West Africa to be exact, Nigeria. Talented young man. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Dre.
We're back here again. Skitindasix. Shout out everybody. Shout out to FEVA TV. Real quick, man. Like I mentioned before, I'm Nigerian, and now it's cool to be Nigerian. I don't know if you guys know this. It's cool. Back in the day, it wasn't cool. I know when I first came here, I'm like, hey guys, where you from? And when they point at me, like, where you from? I'm like, yo, I'm Nigerian. Like, okay, you know what? Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your credit cards. After the pandemic, where you from? I'm like, I'm Nigerian. They're like, yeah, I love Afrobeats. It's crazy now, man. It's crazy. The other day, I was talking to my friend, and I want to talk to you guys about relationships for a second. I might get vulnerable. We'll see. I don't know if you guys go on dates, right? But back in the day, I used to like to go on dates and take my girls to comedy shows, right? Because I felt like the comedians could explain what I was going through in life better than I would, right? So if I was going to take a girl out, this is what I would do, right? I would pick a comedian that does the same jokes that represent me, right? Simple, right? So I'll take a girl to a comedy show, she's chilling, and next thing you hear the comedian is telling his jokes and he's like, I like to split the bill 50-50. I'm like, yeah, that's me. The comedian's telling a joke, yeah, you know, I don't believe in gender roles. I'm like, that's also me. And I remember going home after the date, and the girl was like, I don't think we connected. I'm like, sister, come on. I was talking the entire evening. Were you not listening? Yeah, but dating has been tough, man. Especially when your first line is, hi, I'm a comedian. It doesn't get you very far. My ex, actually, she left me, and she said she was going to do better than me in life. I was like, I bet, we'll see. Joke was on me. You know, she got promoted twice. Then she got moved to the States. And now she got married. The kid is on the way. What did I do? I did all things men do. I bought microphones and started a podcast. Well, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. I'm trying to meet girls, man. Like, that breakup was so bad that I had to go to therapy. And therapy is not for the weak. It's not for the weak-minded. I remember trying to go into therapy and meeting my therapist first time, right? And she's like, it's going to cost you $220 per session for an hour. And that is the sliding scale. I'm like, sister, not to be offensive, but you got to break the sliding scale before I can afford therapy. And getting into therapy, I had to do two types of things, right? The first session to my healing, or the first part of my healing, was I was supposed to learn how to feel everything, soak in all the emotions that I was going through at the point in time, right? And the second process was then this next step of healing was I was supposed to now express how I feel. I was excited, you know? So we started the process of therapy. It was pain. And then by the time we finished the first session, the first part of healing, which was letting me get all the feeling, be emotional, be vulnerable. How do you Gen Z say it? Be vulnerable and emotional. By the time we got to the second part, which was now for me to express all these feelings that I have inside me, there was no more funding. So as I'm talking to you now, all I do is feel. I don't know how to express. So, yeah. But I'm doing better now, I found a way. And I'm going to tell you how I did it, right? I'll tell you what you should do. Get a barber, because you get two things. You pay for a haircut, and you tell me your problems for free. But the crazy thing about my barber is that my barber is also on the podcast that I'm on. So every time we get to recording, just like how we are recording this and putting this out there, my barber will come on the podcast And they'll be like, hi guys, I have a friend and he's going through this. I'm like, sir, this is looking a little bit too close to home, you know? So digress a little bit. But a shout out to my barber, man. He's helped me through a lot of things, man. But back to the dating thing. I'm on the apps now. It's not going well. I met a girl recently, and she wanted to go on a date, and she wanted me to go and take her to a place that I used a lot of my imagination. I'm like, sister, come on, I'm a comedian. All I use is my imagination. She wanted to go to a date in a place that was a dark lit room. You know what I'm saying? A room that was dark, no light. I'm like, sister, come, I'm from Nigeria. We don't have electricity. You know? It turns out that she wanted to go to an escape room. Now, I don't know if she knew this from the job, but I escaped from Nigeria. I had no business being in an escape room. And before I canceled it, I thought about it for a second though. Because anybody who's going to be good at getting out of an escape room, come on. It has to be the guy who escaped from Nigeria. You hear me? Yeah, man. That didn't go well. Another time, I was talking to this girl on the apps. I think it was Hinge. And, our goals were aligning. And then one fateful day, I was going to take a trip, right? I get to the airport. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, then you're clearly in the same tax bracket as I am. But if you don't, I understand it, right? So there's a terminal at Pearson Airport called P5. Yeah, I'm sure you don't know what that is. Yeah, that's where they park all the low-budget airlines. Lynx, Flair, Swoop, Porter. That gate is like 45 minutes away from Pearson. If you think about it, if you have to take a flight from there to Ottawa, it's going to take you an hour to get to that terminal, take another flight. It's not worth it. But long story short, my gate was B5 because I was flying Flair. I get to the terminal. Guess who I see? The girl I was talking to on Hinge. So I see her and I'm like, hey, baby girl, you fly Flair too? She's like, yeah, man, I like to fly cheap. I was like, sister, we are compatible. She's like, that's cool, man. Get on the flight. Ladies and gentlemen, as the lady's about to do all the demonstrations before we take off, I go on my Hinge just to say, hey, say flight. She'll match me. Like, yeah, man, that's double standards. Yeah. I'll tell you this one about so now what I do before I get there, now what I do is, because everybody's like, I don't have money as a comedian, you don't make money, right? So I've decided that my next relationship, I'm going to start taking Monopoly money home. So every time my babe asks me, like, why are you bringing Monopoly money home? I'll tell her I'm trying to invest and manifest how we're going to buy the block. But yeah, man. Speaking of a block, I currently don't have a block. I stay with a roommate. And my roommate, for some reason, has been getting on my nerves. My roommate has been getting on my nerves for some reason. I'll tell you why. See, my roommate has a lot of sex. Right? And, hey, man, go off, king. But my problem is that my roommate is having sex with the ladies, his partners, with no music. So I have to deal with all of this all the time. Me and my single ass. Right? One time, he was doing his thing. I had to text him. I was like, hey, man, can you keep the noise down? I'm trying to pray to God. And I'm having problems getting my point across. I think God thinks I'm in a brothel, but I'm at home. And then I figured it out. All of a sudden I said, you know what? It got too much. I was like, hey man, how about this? Take my Spotify login, right? Anytime you want to get into action, just log in, play the song that you want, right? And then tell me while I'm at work, trying to get work done. My 9 to 5, trying to get my daily bread. I'm listening to my Afro beats, I need the boo and shayo. I need the, all of a sudden from nowhere, left field, all I hear is bend over, hey, bend over. So now he's not only tormenting me at home, but he's tormenting me at my place of work. Man, I can't wait for him to get up, man, so I can have a place to myself. A lot of people don't know this, but how I got into comedy was I started emceeing a lot of events, right? I started by emceeing weddings and stuff. And one thing I'll tell you for free is if you've never been to a Nigerian wedding, you have to attend a Nigerian wedding. If it's the last thing you do, make sure you attend a Nigerian wedding. Because it's luxury, man. It's like going to watch the crowning of a new king or watching the crowning of a new Black Panther. So make sure you do that before you die. But anyways, I've been doing a lot of Nigerian weddings, and one thing is consistent amongst the Nigerian brides. Now, keep in mind, Nigerian weddings are really expensive. But Nigerian brides like to take their time in changing their outfits. I don't know why. I feel like now they have a WhatsApp group where it's like, yo, if you get married today as a woman, you go into your WhatsApp group like, oh, I'm married. They'll be like, how long did it take to change? She's like, well, it took 2 hours. The next bride after you is going to take 4 hours. I did a Nigerian wedding very recently. And the bride is like, she wants to go and change. Now, for context, she's getting married to a white man. So 50% of our audience is white. 50% the other 50% are Nigerians. So now she's like, yo, MC, I want to go and get changed. I want to go get changed. I'm like, sister, I don't think you want to get changed. She's like, no, my dress is from Vera One. I want everybody to see it. I said, sister, Vera will be fine. She's like, no, she wants to go get changed. I'm like, okay, go and get changed. And now she comes in. She's like, MC, introduce me. So while I go into the audience, I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the bride. Yes, just like that. Silence. Everywhere, silence. And so she walks in, and the hall is half empty. And she starts to cry. And she's crying. I'm like, yo, where's everybody? I'm like, sister, how long did it take you to change? She said 3 hours. I said, how long is it from here to Jamaica? He said, about 4 hours. I'm like, sister, everybody thought you were halfway to your honeymoon. And I get it. She starts to cry. But me being a professional MC, right? I'm a professional MC. I know my business. I go up to her and I say, hey, sis, I know you're crying, right? But you think I get the rest of my money? Yeah, man. It's crazy. The other day, a conversation erupted in my neighborhood, and we were talking about how we discovered porn, right? And don't ask me what the conversation was about. Just know we were talking about how I found porn. And I remember telling them the story that when I was a kid, right, we had what we call VHS tapes. Now, if you don't know what VHS tape is, you shouldn't watch this show. You should be in bed. And so I remember going to get this movie. A friend of mine worked at a video store, like the what you guys call it in Canada, the VHS stores where you rent tapes, right? And so he had this movie that I've been wanting to watch. And he's like, I've got the tape, I've got the cassette, come take it from my home. So I go to his house and I pick it up, not knowing, right? And I get to my house. Remember, I have 4 sisters. I'm like, hey guys, I have the latest movie. Let's go out and watch it. So I'm upstairs. I put the cassette into the VHS. My sisters are coming, and all of a sudden, the TV comes on, and I see this guy. He's a fireman, wearing his fire outfit, he was wearing a skippy. I'm like, okay, this is a nice ad, and the fireman now is getting naked. Like, this is a very long, nice ad. Next thing, he takes the hose and he starts swinging the hose. I'm like, wow, this is a very, very long ad. And all of a sudden, my sisters are coming. And now, next thing, some ladies show up. And so now I'm panicking. There's ladies here. There's a man who's getting naked. My sisters are coming. I'm panicking. My sisters are coming. They're excited. I'm like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, I see a cup of water. I pour it on the VHS tape. And my sisters walk in. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, there was a fire. I had to put it out. Next day, I go to class, right? The teacher comes into the classroom and she's like, I go to class the next day. And the teacher comes in, right? She's like, so you guys, what do you want to be? Everybody's like, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an accountant, I want to be a lawyer. And they come to me, like, young man, Dre, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a fireman. And they're like, why? I'm like, yeah, because he gets all the bitches. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That's my time. Appreciate you.
Hey, Skitindasix. We got some amazing comedians, like I said, and look out for the dancers who will be joining us later on in the show. Definitely going to be a vibe. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Cedric Newman.
Yeah, I just moved back to Montreal because my mom has stage 2 dementia, and it's hard because she's an 80-year-old Jamaican mom, and she repeats things 3 times. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe my ex-girlfriend had dementia. She always repeated 3 things 3 times. You let the toilet seat up. You let the toilet seat up. You let the toilet seat up. The hard part of being home with a mom with dementia is she stays up all night playing gospel, and I'm back in my house where my old room was. You know how hard it is to masturbate to Yes, Jesus Loves You? Yes, Jesus loves me. Because the Bible tells me so. Is that played? So my mom is the strongest lady I know. She raised 3 of us with no dad. She bought a house, and she had no money for anything else. She took all her money to buy this house, to move us out the hood into the burbs, and she had no money for anything else. So one night, me and my brother were coming home, and she always knew me and my brother up to no good. Like she knew that she knew, but she never said anything. And one night we're coming home and I'm pushing a barbecue. She looks out the window and she goes, "How are you getting a barbecue?" I said, "Mom, my friend gave it to me." She goes, "At 3 in the morning?" I'm like, "Yeah, he just finished work." She goes, "Can your friend get a barbecue?" And they say fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. My son, when he's 16 years old, he was coming home, and him and his friends stole a basketball net with a glass backboard. I pull up, I'm like, "Where did you get this basketball net?" He goes, "My friend gave it to me." I go, "Does your friend know we need a barbecue?" Yeah. And I recently had a mouse in the house. And I didn't grow up with mice. I grew up in Jamaica. I grew up with cockroaches. And the cockroaches in Jamaica fly. I remember I was 3 years old, a cockroach ran out the door, slammed the door, all I heard was, I forget my blood clot key. So my mom said to go to Canadian Tire and get a mouse trap. So I went to Canadian and I found a mouse. I went to Canadian Tire and I found a mouse trap. It was about this big. It was $33. It looked like a little condominium for the mouse. Can't afford that. I'm a Canadian entertainer. Then I found one that was $19.99. It looked like clothespins. It snaps up a little bugger's neck. I didn't want to pick up mouse guts. Then I found one that was $12.99. It was sticky paper. One in the bedroom, one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen. When I woke up in the morning, all we saw was mouse hair on the sticky paper. My mom, who walked out, she looks down, she goes, "Yo, you just gave a little bomber clot a $13 wax." I think ladies, though, are suckers for Jamaican accents, because you don't know what we're saying. My cousin was walking in the Eaton Center and picked up a girl just because of his Jamaican accent. Like, "Sss. Yo, baby girl, I love your structure." And he got her phone number. That would never work for me. It's been a long time ago. I'm like, "Hey, sweetheart, I like the foundation." But being black, we are proud people. We're proud people. Ask any Jamaican where you're from. Oh, we're from backyard. Ask a Trinidadian guy where they're from. They'll sing it. Ask somebody from Barbados where they're from. They more sound like a black Newfoundlander. "I'm from Barbados," or something like fish and cuckoo. Ask somebody from Africa where you're from. "I'm from Nigeria." "Baby, I love you." But Jamaican people, we're proud people. Where you from? Boom, Jamaica. Where you from? Backyard. We're the proudest people till we get to the border. Where you from? Canada. Enjoy Buffalo.
What's going on, everyone? This is Skitindasix right here on FEVA Music. Yours truly, MC Bonde, holding it down. And as promised, it's time to take you on a dancehall scene with some queens who are going to show you some moves.
I've been my ya. Drip, drip. I bet me fuck up in ya. Acha, uno, more, kiba, can't stop. Oh, singer, yeah, bad man, killer. I some move, I some rock, I some sip my liquor. Move, you wet, kiba, girl, jazz, drop, quicker. Make a dance couple times, girl, I take my picture. I bet me fuck up in ya. Drip, drip. See a hot girl, me a call her hello. If you see bigger the dance and the place get mellow, hear me I tell you. So me do my thing, chain them a bling. Skip me enemy, them me a little world thing. Camera, action, flame. When we outside, lock down your building. Let me fuck up in ya. Drift, drift, drift. Fuck up in ya. What's it? Drift.
What's going on? It is Skitindasix right here on FEVA Music with yours truly, MC Bonde, the voice of Africa, and I'm so excited for this next act. He is up-and-coming artist. Look out for him. Great music on the way from the one and only representing Nigeria. Give it up for the one and only Top Boy Lexus. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Skitindasix right here on FEVA Music. I was your host, MC Bonde, the voice of Africa. Make sure you keep it locked for more variety acts coming up right here on FEVA Music. Peace, Africa.